So hair transplants versus scalp micropigmentation, which one is better? So first of all, hair transplants is, well, they're not guaranteed. That's the first major thing. So hair transplants are not guaranteed, but they are real hair. It's your real hair. They're just hair taken from the back of your head and the sides of your head, and they're transplanted on top. So they're real hair grafts, but unfortunately, they can never really replicate the natural density. So you can't match the actual density of your original hair as before. They're not as good. Hair transplants haven't developed to that extent. There's some doctors who are able to make it like somewhat dense, but then you lose the advantage of having grafts left over. So if your hair continues to recede further, you may not have enough grafts at the back of your head and side to get a new hair transplant, basically, where the hair loss progressed. So it's very hit or miss. I'm a scalp micropigmentation SMP practitioner, and I've done lots of people who have failed hair transplants, and it seems like it's actually kind of more common than people think, to be honest. Especially as time goes on, especially as you get older, you have to get on things. So basically also, you might have to stay on medication. People don't think about that. So medication, as in like some DHT blockers. So you gotta get on medication. So medication, and that is for life, because you gotta take a pretty much finasteride or dutasteride are the two biggest companies, or they're the two biggest DHT blockers out there in the market. And pretty much you take one tablet a day. You can take it in the morning. People usually take it in the morning once a day. But there are side effects to that. There's lots of side effects to this. And some side effects to this is that it can lower your libido. So low libido. Low libido is low sex drive. And actually, I'm being generous. Some people say that it tarnishes their sex drive completely. That's a terrible, terrible side effect. Also, it can make you depressed, and there's a lot of other side effects, so you could check the pros and cons if it's worth it or not to you. I'm not on it right now, but my hair is not that bad. I only have a little bit on the corner recessions, but if maybe I had more hair recession, maybe I'll consider getting it. So you gotta outweigh the pros and cons, but definitely every doctor will pretty much prescribe or recommend medication, finasteride or dutasteride, after a hair transplant, and you gotta stay on that for life. So, or you run the risk of, like I said before, I'll repeat, like you'll run the risk of progressing further hair loss, and then you gotta get another hair transplant, and you might not have enough grafts to fill the bald spot, and then you might have to just shave it off and maybe get SMP or something. So another thing too is that hair transplants can be very costly. They're very costly, and that's why people go to like Turkey or other countries like India, because they're a lot more. It's cheaper down there, and they have mills. They have like farm mills that people like to call it, which is basically they do like 20 patients a day, and they're just technicians. The doctors do little to actually nothing of the work. So the outcomes or the results could be hit or miss. Some of them could be good, some of them could be bad. So I would actually, even for SMP, make sure you choose someone who's very good at what they do, because you could run the risk of getting very pluggy, fake looking natural hair, and you just don't want you don't want to be having something on your head that people are like looking at it and like wondering if it's fake or not, or what did you do to it. You want to go to someone who's able to replicate real hair follicles for both hair transplants and SMP. So that's why you should not choose the cheapest option. You should choose for the best outcomes, because this is on your head and it's pretty much permanent. Although hair transplants, like I said, they're not guaranteed, so they're not permanent, but there's a pretty good success rate, to be honest. And but even so, that's for hair transplants. Now, of course, they're real hair, and you can give the illusion of real hair. And you could even pair hair transplants with scalp micropigmentation, and that can make it look a lot more full or dense. So that's what hair transplant is pretty much. It's a great restoration like option for hair. So the other one is Scalp Micro Pigmentation, or SMP. Now I actually do SMP. I took a course on it. Here's my certificate right there. I did it about 2.5 years ago. Will be 3 years soon, in about 3 months. And basically it's a medical grade micro hair tattoo, which replicates real hair follicles in the head, giving you that shaved head appearance and making your hair look, your head look like, it frames the head nicely. It makes you look younger, more attractive. And also it's 100% guaranteed. So that's one of the pros. It's 100% guaranteed. So it always works. Even on people with alopecia areata, which is like the highest form of alopecia, which is when they don't even have anything on the sides or nothing, or even their eyebrows go pretty much what Jada Pinkett had in Will Smith, in the Will Smith's wife. So basically, it's 100% guaranteed. There's low maintenance because all you gotta do is just shave your head. All you gotta do is just shave your head on the corners and make it like look nice and even with a buzz cut. So it's very low maintenance. There's also, you could pretty much also, it's very flexible with the hairline. You can go as low as you like. If you want that barber shop edge straight hairline like Drake, the hairline is very flexible with SMP. Or you could also get just a more natural, a little bit receded look. But still you can make it kind of straight, but a little bit receded, and you can make it look nice and fadey, make it look nice and grainy, pretty much, which makes it look like natural. It looks like you just shaved your head. No one can tell the difference. So that's what someone who's a good practitioner, like myself, we're able to replicate that look. Now, it is less costly than a hair transplant, and it also pretty much is permanent too. It just slightly fades. You might have to get a retouch every maybe 5 to 7 years, but it's pretty much permanent. It's organic pigment, so the hair color never changes, and it replicates real hair follicles because we use micro needles. Both these things can make you look a lot younger, better looking, look more confident, and get rid of that insecurity, which many people with hair loss can relate to, men and women. And it can make your hair look fuller, and makes your hair look more dense. Honestly, it's a great option. You should not be ashamed of wanting to fix your hair loss problem in 2025. We got the technology out there, we got the skills to do it nowadays, so why not fix it, or I guess make it better if the technology's out there. So you can make the decision. There's pros and cons to both these, SMP and hair transplant. I personally do SMP here in Toronto, MicroMaxxing SMP. And I look forward to maybe hearing from you guys. If you guys want to send me some messages about hair loss, I can give you guys some tips. If you guys want to book a scalp micropigmentation procedure, just let me know, contact me, call me, and we can get you set. I can set you up, get you a great result. So this is MicroMaxxing SMP. Have a nice day.